Unbelievable. Spot on. We are 000. That's a first.
Ocean Drive's films with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more. To your seat. Find out more at Eclipse Cinemas.
Time to join our man at the movies, Collie, at Eclipse Cinemas in Bundoran. Or are you in Carrick? Where are you?
No, I am in Bundoran, although I was listening in earlier and I was glad there was no delays, because at the risk of letting light in on, or daylight in on what we do here, I switched on this Zoom about 30 seconds ago. We are late today.
Absolutely.
I was glad there were no delays around Bundoran. I am in beautiful Bundoran, and it's such a beautiful sunny day. It's the first day. I was saying, I think it was a couple of weeks ago with Paddy. I said it was the first time, it was quite bright, and I had to slightly draw the curtains to stop the shine on the computer. It's roasted out. The sun is beaming in through the wind. So I've had to do the blackout blinds, which seems like a crime in March. But yeah, here we are anyway on such a beautiful day, and some really good movies to talk about this week, Jamie.
Absolutely. And as I say, we're getting out of this world, and we're going to kick off with a Project Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord. Where are you going?
So, no, it's not quite that. Funny enough, the other movie has quite that element to it. But this is one I've been looking for a long time now. I was saying it to Brendan last week when I was in the studio that I'd read the book a couple of years ago, absolutely adored the book, but really thought I'm not sure they can make a good movie out of it. One of my other favourite books, Ready Player One, came out a couple of years ago, and it was an okay movie of a brilliant book. And I thought, maybe this is the same. But then we started hearing rumours last week that this was something special. And I was telling Brendan I couldn't wait to see it. And I went basically from the studio last week, went into the cinema at 11 o'clock at night to watch this movie. So here's a clip of Project Hail Mary.
The sun is dying. Dr. Grace, I need your help.
I am a teacher at Grover Cleveland Middle.
You have a doctorate in molecular biology.
I'm not an astronaut. I've never done a spacewalk. I can't even moonwalk. I haven't done the pool thing.
No. This is just for social media.
Hey, this looks fantastic. It looks really well made. And of course, Ryan Gosling, man of the moment.
Man of the moment. And actually, because a lot of this movie is him on his own, really you need to have somebody who is really full of charm, charisma, and just has that star power, which he does. He most definitely does. Now, you were asking off air, you said, is this a comedy? Is it a sci-fi movie? Is it kind of adventure? And I went, yes. It is all of those. It is a family movie. It's a movie about hope and cooperation, and it makes you feel great about the world, despite it being literally about the end of the world. Ryan Gosling is the scientist. You hear that on the clip, but he wakes up in the spaceship on his way, and he's kind of remembering that in flashback, because the sort of coma they put him in to send him a long way across the universe has messed with his memory. So it's only coming back to him in bits and starts. And he knows he is on a mission to find out why all the suns are dying, except in this one galaxy it seems to be okay, and they've sent them off to this. And one of the things that's amazing about this movie, it's the opposite of what's going on in the world at the moment. It is, what if all the nations said, oh no, we're in big trouble here. What if we all work together? What if we just got stuff done? What if we decided, a bit like during COVID, we were years away from that vaccine, and then when we had to have it, everyone went, what if we all worked together for once? And it happened. This is kind of the idea behind this. They will find a solution to find this rocket to get it out there. And you think that's what the movie's about. It's a bit like Apollo 13 or something like that. And then he meets someone out there, and the whole movie changes. Now, we had a school in watching this today, right? And they all walked out and they were going, you like that, didn't you? And they went, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And then I said to them, but what happened? He said, yeah, when he met, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but he goes, when he met that, wow, I thought it before that it was okay. And then that happened and I loved it. And I'm going to bring my mum to see it. So it is absolutely one of those. We also off air, I was asking you about The Martian. It's written by the same fella, The Martian, and it's the same sort of humour, but also the science is maybe kind of far-fetched, but they won't put anything in it that isn't theoretically possible. Do you know what I mean? It's not Star Wars. It's not like, we use
it's believable.
Powers.
It's believable.
But also, a lot of it is about, as I said, those movies I mentioned before, or Apollo 13, we're in trouble. What if if we get imagine a world where we got the cleverest people in the world to work on everything and we left the dumb people outside for once. So it may be because I was listening to the news before I watched this that it felt particularly good. But I honestly think this is one of the movies that 99 out of 100 people are just going to think this is one of the best things they'll see this year. I think it's
Wow.
joyous. And because of the space side of things, it looks amazing on a big screen. Please go and see it. Shamey, you'll definitely love it. I think most of our listeners will love it. It's going to be playing all over the Easter holidays. You're going to
Okay.
absolutely adore it.
Okay. Something completely different is Midweek Break,
Yeah, Midwinter Break.
which is recommended
It's
for everybody.
also based on a book, but
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it. You wouldn't, Midwinter Break. I thought about a bit about you and Etna, seeing that you're always on holidays every 3 weeks anyway. But it's not. It's about a couple who were from the north, and something happened during the Troubles, and they moved to Scotland, and we
Right.
we don't know quite what happened and so on. And they're living kind of comfortably enough together, but they're sitting in the pub, kind of not talking, but getting on well. And then they go to Amsterdam, and it kind of triggers some emotions in them and sort of brings up the past. And the wife sort of confesses, maybe she's not really happy with the life she's living, and that they've gone in different paths, particularly about she's found since she left Belfast, her religion matters more to her. And the husband is kind of slightly mocking about the religion. This is really clever and different. And so it is Leslie Manville and Kieran Hines. So tick
Kieran
boxes for
Hines.
brilliant actors. And I think it would take brilliant actors to do this role, because it's one of those movies where both nothing happens and everything happens. That way. In the silences. It's only an hour and 25 minutes long, but in the silences, two people having coffee in the same restaurant 2 days in a row, and it's a completely different world. Same actors, same restaurants, probably same coffee. And yet everything has changed. I think, it's for older people, but I think it's something really smart. It's sad and it's clever and it's spiky. And I think people will recognize their own lives in it. It's very good.
Okay. Midweek Break. Is that showing now from
That's
tomorrow?
starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. Have you got a horror next, Ready or Not 2?
Yeah, Ready or Not 2. Now, this is of the horror of the ones that you might even enjoy, because it's silly, fun horror, and
Silly
it
fun,
knows
okay.
it is. I always like those horrors that kind of are winking at you. So this was one where this woman she meets the man of her dreams, goes to the house, and they say, oh, we're going to play a game. And it turns out they are obnoxiously rich people who like to hunt the poor. But you know what?
Right.
They picked on the wrong girl in the first one. And this second one, it's one of those things where they went, that was so much fun. Let's make another one. The plot doesn't matter. It's all tongue in cheek and just blood splatter everywhere, but not really scary. Not really, not that way. So the teens this Easter are going to love this one. Right? And that's who the main audience. I think it's good crack, and I think they'll really enjoy it.
Ready or Not 2. Okay. Land of Somethings. Tell me.
There's one for definitely not for the teens. This is sort of for the under 8s. It's really good cast. Like Mel Brooks is in it, Ewan McGregor. But it's about a set of twins who go off on a magical adventure to this land where there's whole different time zones and world, and it's very cutesy. And it looks like a chocolate box. All the colors and stuff in it. And it's going to be a really nice one. We've Hoppers is great, but it is PG, and we've Super Mario next week, which is going to be huge. But for the ones that are maybe just a wee bit too young for that, I think this is just a lovely one during the Easter holidays again for next week. Yeah.
Okay, just time to talk about Misted Monday. It's epic. It is indeed.
And you did miss it, Shamey. So you'll have to come on Monday, because this is Elvis Presley in concert. We talked about it, a lot about it on the day it came out, where when they were making the movie, Baz Luhrmann, who made the movie with Austin Butler, he found a load of old archive sound and music, and they needed the technology they have now. They're able to clean it all up and stitch a few bits together. So, for example, there's a bit of him singing Poke Salad Annie, and they have him on stage doing it, him in one rehearsal room, him in another rehearsal room, and they stitch it together so you get the whole song together. And you see Elvis, we were saying that on the day, Elvis as the conductor, Elvis as the musical arranger, which I hadn't seen before, and it's really enjoyable. And I'm not the biggest Elvis fan in the world, and I absolutely loved it. But Monday, 5:50, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. I have to get up to that. That is epic Elvis Presley in concert. Oh, gee, you can't beat the king. Right, from one king to another. That's it. Till next Thursday. That's Collie on Movies.